Hey guys, it's Brendan from Best Life Weight Loss. And if you saw the short from earlier, you know that today I want to talk about proper form versus commitment. You know, when you first start off, what you should be worrying about, and like I said in the last video, I'm terminally online, which means I'm always on the internet looking, searching, reading articles, trying to better my mind, you know. So one thing I saw was, when you top 10 things and you first start working out, one of them was have proper form. And proper form is great. I'm never going to tell you to not try and implement proper form. But when you start your weight loss journey, that's not the end all be all. You know, you got to worry about certain aspects when you first start. And one thing, you know, if you watch my videos, you know I repeat myself a lot. One thing I want you to always start with is building up your routine. You can build your routine, make a schedule, and commit to it. Everything else falls in line. Everything else will fall in line. So, that being said, you know, whatever you start, now there are certain aspects too you got to think about. So, I always try and preach cardio on the bike. But I say you can get your cardio anywhere. When you do your cardio on the bike, it allows you to be much more sloppy. What do I mean by that is, when you're on the bike, if you want to get the maximum efficiency, you're going to be sitting up straight. You're going to maintain fucking wonderful posture. When you first start off, especially if you're super fat, you're morbidly obese like I was, I didn't start off with fucking perfect posture. I'm sitting there 15 minutes in leaning like this, just dying, you know? But over time, you build up that routine, you get used to it. Then you can start working on form, especially for the bike. But it might be a little different if you're outside walking. If you're outside power walking, no matter what, you want to maintain really good posture. Because you're not running, you're not doing a real high intensity workout. The more intensity your workout, your form might suffer, especially in the beginning when you first try something. When you're first trying something new, walking, biking, whatever, you're gonna have a shittier form because you're gonna get, you might start with a good form, 5 minutes in, you're getting tired. Your form is gonna wane. So, proper form is super important, yes, but in the beginning, like I always say, I just want you to get the routine down, you know? And that's the same thing with your weights. Now, and something that I always think you should just start with is, you start your weights, start low, 10 pounds. If you're doing 10 pounds and it's really easy, focus on form, you know? But if you have never worked out and your body's just not used to it, them 10 pounds might be killing you. So I would say do the reps, the repetitions, until they start to really seem easy. Once they start to seem easy, focus on form. Then once you're focusing on form, you're gonna gauge, I can't do this many with this proper form. So you do as many as you can. Say you used to do bicep curls, 4 sets, 10 reps, you know? Well, you implement your proper form, you're getting tired fast, you're only doing 6. Okay, do those 6. Do those 6 until you can do 7. And you maintain that form. But for me, that idea of that muscle memory, it's real. So if you get your body used to doing something, it's going to get easier. Once that exercise gets easier and you start implementing proper form, I know it sounds silly, you should just be doing form from the beginning. If you're a bodybuilder, if you're in a real gym, and you're trying to build crazy massive muscle, then yeah, maybe form is something that you always want to harp on. I don't know. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I've achieved. That's not what I'm trying to achieve for you. The idea of these videos is just to help you perpetuate your weight loss journey into something sustainable and achievable. Something that will change your life for the rest of your life. So with that aspect in mind, getting used to the workouts is so important. You know, I feel like because I've stayed committed, see, this is where that form versus commitment comes into play. Because I've stayed committed, now in my almost 2 years now, I've definitely started implementing form. You know, I'm always talking about my push-ups. You know, when I started, I was doing like 3 push-ups a day. Could barely do them, you know? And even 2, 3, 4 months in, you know, if you looked at my push-ups, they were sloppy as hell, you know? Now, almost 2 years into this journey, it's going to be 2 years in July, just because I always say 2 years, so it'll be 2 years in July. I'll change up the numbers after that. But now, almost 2 years in, maybe in the last 3 or 4 months, I've really started implementing proper form, changing it up with my push-ups, you know? And proper form is great for building muscle, building endurance, getting your body toned up. But you have to get there. You have to get to that process of, oh, I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to do this 5 days a week. You know? So I never would harp on form in the beginning unless, like I said, you're just trying to build straight muscle. If you're trying to build straight muscle and you already have that mindset of, oh, I'm a bodybuilder, then you don't need my advice. Because bodybuilders, they take it to an extreme. You know? These videos, I try and make them accessible for everyone, but they're really for the person that is struggling to maintain their weight loss journey. Someone that maybe you've done it before like I have and you fell off like I have, you know? And that commitment aspect, that routine, you know, I'm gonna mention that shit in every fucking video, is making that routine, having a schedule, having something that you can stick to and actually sticking to it. That is what is going to make you succeed in your journey. You know, the finite numbers of your weight loss is always going to be calories in versus calories out. Being in a calorie deficit. But the easiest way that I found, personally, to achieve your calorie deficit goals is doing a proper amount of cardio and staying committed to it. And I'm telling you, once you get used to your cardio, once your cardio is like something that's always there and you're always adding more time and always improving on it, everything else falls in line. One thing that will fall in line is your form and your technique. You know, I could probably sit here for an hour sitting upright and just fucking going. But right now, that's not, you know, I'm not worried about my form on the bike. I'm worried about the volume. You know, maybe I should be preaching proper form on the bike, but that's not what is showing me my results. What is showing me the results is just the time commitment I'm putting on it. Making sure I'm going at a decent pace, putting in the proper amount of time. That's really what's giving me these results. You know, I'm not harping on, I gotta sit up straight on the bike, you know? That's more of when I'm doing the weights. Yeah, I'm going, you know? When you're outside walking, you want to maintain that proper posture. But for the most part, if you're getting your cardio in, especially on this wonderful tool that is the stationary bike, your form in those certain aspects, it matters, but it's not gonna fucking hinder your goals if you're not having the ultimate perfect form. You know, when I'm hitting it real hard and I get tired, I'll switch to this position, this shitty position. You know, you're not sitting up straight, you're not working as hard. So when you switch positions like this on the bike, what I'll do is I'll increase my pace a little bit. Instead of 18 for my speed, it'll be 19. And then I'll sit back again, get into a good position. My speed will decrease a little bit, you know? So form and functionality, they go hand in hand. But it's not something that I say you need to focus on in the beginning. In the beginning, You know, this is, if you watch the very first video I made, it's very similar to that video. In the beginning, focus on getting your cardio down and building up that routine. And the form will come later, and I think you'll be better to achieve your goals. I hope you start your journey today, and stay positive, guys.